Hello book nerds, welcome back to the Intish Reader, and if you are new here, welcome. This video will be my March wrap-up and April TBR. I only read 2 books in the month of March. As you guys know, I was dealing with the death of my grandpa and him getting sick, me going over there on my days off to help out, and then him passing away, so overall, I could only read 2 books in the month of March, which it's okay. Because the 2 books that I did read were awesome and amazing, so let's just get started. So the first book I picked up was The 100th Queen by Emily R. King. This is about a girl named Kalinda who is 16, who as a kid suffered her entire childhood with these high fevers. And she's kind of brought up in this temple that create or train women warriors so when a benefactor comes, she finds out that it's the Raja, and through unexpected events catches his eye. She becomes the Raja's next 100th queen, but in order to keep her title, she has to face these trials and fight other courtesans who are vying for her throne, kind of like a rite of passage. And through this, her only hope is the power that has been hidden within her that she kind of unlocks, and she realizes that she is a fire Buddha and can control fire and disintegrate people. So she learns how to control this magic inside of her and able to survive these trials. And there's a little bit of romance in here between her and the captain of the guard, Devin Naik. And it is just so good. I absolutely love this book, and I am so excited to read the second one. The next book I read is The Summer Dragon by Todd Lockwood. Oh my gosh. This book has all the feels. I cried, I laughed, I fell in love with the characters. It just pulls you in and makes you feel like you're part of this world. So The Summer Dragon is about a girl named Maya who is a dragon handler, and she grows up learning how to breed dragons from her father, and her mother died a few years ago, and so she feels like she has this curse that her mom put on her before she died, because her last words to her were, "It's dangerous for a dragon handler to have her head in the clouds," or something, because Maya kind of always has her heads in the clouds because she's just dreaming about riding dragons and owning one of her own one day. And her brother Darian have come of age to where they are gonna get their own kids, which is a baby dragon from the broods that they have bred that year. One day they're out in the forest and they spot the summer dragon. It's kind of this mythical high dragon, and with this spotting, it kind of is an omen for change to come. And so all of these political factions hear about this sighting and try to take control over the message that the summer dragon appearance implies, and each person tries to take control of that to fit his or her own agenda. So she's swept up into this adventure that pits her against these faceless horrors, and then she also has to face a faceless creature that is drawn from her fears, and so she kind of has to fight to preserve everyone and everything that she knows. This book was amazing, and he has illustrations in here that he draws himself. Let me show you. They're all so detailed like that, and you just kind of feel you're in the story. You fall in love with the characters. You feel the pain. You feel the frustration of this political war about her being a curse, and she's just trying to save her family and her village and everything she knows from the enemy. So she's kind of has everything pitted against her, but she perseveres and goes on this epic adventure, and she's just like such a character that you can look up to. She's not a character to which like maybe you could relate to her in a way, but you also like look up to her because she's like, one, not gonna let somebody else determine what her life is gonna be like. She doesn't accept the fact that everyone thinks that she's a curse, and she kind of takes life into her own hands and proves everybody wrong. So I just love that about her. And I love that this book doesn't have any romance, just the love a girl has with her dragon. It's so good. And I love this story so much. And the second one isn't even going to come out for like a while. I will be posting a review about this book sometime in the next coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, so let's just move in to my TBR that I have created for April. So the first book I'm going to read, you guys can probably guess, is The Fire Queen by Emily R. King, the second installment to the 100th Queen series. The next book I am going to get into because I have already plans for what I'm going to do in May, and that is The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. Hopefully I can finish it. I am not going to start over because I feel like I've started this book over like a couple of times, so I already know the beginning and what it is about, so I'm just gonna trek through the rest of the book and the rest of the series so that I can finally move on with my life. And the next book I need to read, or more like finish, is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. Again, I started this book and I put it down for reasons beyond me. I just have a habit of doing that. Not that it was boring or anything, it was like super interesting. I just like put it down. You know what I think it is? I think it's because I read this when it was the first installment out, and now that all 3 books are out, I can finally get into this and like read them all and not have to wait. So I think that's why I put it down. Subconsciously I did that. Look, the sun is going down, so now it's like shining on me. The next book I'm going to read is The Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I am buddy reading this book with Haley Ann. I will link her channel in the description below. Super can't wait to get into this book this month. And then the last book I'm going to read for this month, for the month of April, you guys can probably guess what it is. That is right, it is Aru Shah and the End of Time by Roshani Chakshi. If you don't know what this book is about by now, who are you? It's a Indian mythology fantasy middle grade, and it's so good. I've already started it and I'm gonna finish it, and then I'm gonna finish the rest of this pile this month because that is my goal. So pretty. Alright guys, that is my wrap up and April TBR. Hopefully I can get to all of these books this month. I'm pretty sure I can. They're not like hard reads, so yeah. Let me know in the description below what you're planning to read this month, and if you've read any of these, tell me how you like them. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye. Oh my gosh, you guys, something I forgot to mention about Aru Shah is that I am buddy reading it with What the Gemini, my girl Felicia, and I can't believe I forgot to mention that. I'm so sorry. So if anybody else would want to buddy read something with me that they've seen on my channel or like on my book hauls or anything, I am totally down to doing that. I love buddy reads, so super excited to be reading this with What the Gemini, and also super excited to read Children of Blood and Bone with Haley Ann. So yeah, if you haven't checked out their channels, they will be linked in the description below, and so go check them out.